This is Todd's 1997 Bigote VTi. We did a couple of months ago. We did a cold air intake mod and we did it good. And it's actually gonna give him good performance. But then he got back here after a new header, had the engine pulled out. Yes, because he's gonna have it fully built with the Crower cams, of course, Crower valvetrain. Yes, and PM7 or P29 pistons have the head ported and even a skunk 2 intake manifold that yes, we're gonna port. So this project is gonna be real awesome. First of all, our new Facebook is up and running, and because I had to make a new one because my old Facebook got hacked, so I lost access to the old page. So I tried to do all the good stuff and actually make the new page even more active. We got the price list there. And of course, we post some updates like the regular shop stuff that we do. We update it there. That doesn't usually make the content like this. We update when we're assembling certain stuff. And of course, all the comments there, I try to reply and make a good discussion out of it for you guys. So I'll see you there. Like and follow the page, guys. I'll see you there. Alright, so Todd came to us the first time back then because we made a video about what to check or how to check when getting a new unit or a new car, a used car, and he recently got this, so he had us check it if everything checks out good. And luckily the unit that he got is in really good shape. It was bone stock including an airbox, so he did have us check it and it was all good. And also after that we did him a cold air intake mod because it was running a stock airbox, and you can see here it was running a stock header too. So with the cold air intake, he saw good improvements, and actually recently after that got a chipped ECU or a tunable ECU, so it was all good and really good. And so he was enjoying the car and eventually got the header, and he got the generic 421, and it's pretty decent because it's a stock car. He got this kind of header, so we know we can make this work with a few mods. And yes, that's what we're gonna do with this engine on the project right now. And here is he tested out the Tsuchinoke intake, sorry about that, and the header is there because he was just wanting to try it and all that, but the cold air intake is still there. You can see at the bottom there, right? And all the while we've been discussing about his engine and what to do or what he can do, and I gave him certain options, and to my surprise, he wanted it to be the best engine that he can have built. So, this is gonna be fun, right? And so he jumped the gun and had us pull out this engine. Now we started doing work, and yes, he's gonna have to go with, he opted to go with a full build. So this is gonna be really fun because this is a good condition VTi, a 4-door, and it's gonna be fully built. So yep, so as we pulled the engine, we disassembled it, inspected everything, and everything checks out good. So this block here, the VTi block, is currently in the machine shop being resurfaced and honed because it checks out good. And because the pistons are yet to arrive, the honing is actually good because it's gonna be running brand new piston rings and all that in stock bore, so setup is gonna be really fun. And actually we got a D15B or a D16Z6 PO8 VTEC head for this one. Yeah, and sometime this week all the parts will arrive because we ordered it. So we ordered this, a Crower 63443Z, which is a stage 3 Crower for the D16Z6, because the stage 2 is okay, but the stage 3 is a lot better, at least for me. And the Crower valvetrain, of course, to suit the cams, and the PM7 or P29 pistons in stock bore. So when this arrives, we're gonna show you guys, we're gonna unbox it with you guys. But now let's calculate compression. Okay, here let's go with the, well, of course this is correct, D16 block, D16 head, and then the head is PO8, so this D16Z6, and then we click here the PM7 or the P29, which is the same. All right, the rods are correct. It's D16, and the intake out the head gasket is multi-layer VTi, but this is not 0.037. It's supposed to be 0.026, the actual thickness of a multi-layer head gasket. All right, now let's calculate this. Let's see. Sorry about the rain, guys. There you go. It's 12.4:1 compression. But we're going to have the block and head resurfaced a bit to ensure it's flat. It's going to total to 0.010 of an inch or 1/4 millimeter, and that's 12.8:1 compression. This is perfect. Perfect for our premium pump gas. Like, for example, Petron Blaze. This is good because it doesn't really ping, but it'll ensure us that we get the most power that we can from the setup. So this is gonna be awesome. Alright, and before we continue with more of the tech stuff, if you're liking this video, hit the like button because that gives more activity to the algorithm and helps the video get spread out to a wider audience. This way it makes it more big chance of becoming a bigger community for all of us. So this is gonna be cool, right? And of course, if you haven't subscribed, and hit the bell notification. This way, as soon as we have all the parts arriving here, you will definitely be notified when we have a new video on this or any other project that we do, because we're gonna definitely dyno tune this VTi. So hey, it's gonna be really fun, right? So I'll see you in the community. All right. And so because he has this header, and because we did the D16 ZC earlier, we did this mod. So we're definitely gonna do this mod again for Todd's VTi. We're gonna cut off right when it becomes 2 inches in the collector, and then weld in an expansion. This way it becomes 2.5. This way it's a 2-inch to a 2.5 transition before the flange for the piping for the rest of the exhaust. This makes sure that it's not hindered or limited at the top end, but at the same time, it does not kill torque or mid-range for street driving or, for everyday duties. So this is going to be really good. And it's going to be key to making good power with just a regular header. So this is fun, right? And hopefully you guys get this. And of course, it's going to run a Skunk 2 intake manifold. And as soon as it arrives, we're going to cut it open and port it to you guys and show you the details. So it's going to run the ported Skunk 2 intake manifold. Oh yeah, the setup is going to be really good. And here's the header transition that we cut up. It's all ready. Now we just needed to have TIG welded. See, it's transitioning from 2 inches expands to 2.5. So we're gonna cut off the 2-inch section of the header and weld this in. This way it's a 2.5-inch exhaust. Yeah. Now let's head on to the P08 D16Z6 head that we're already porting and show you guys. One good thing about liking and following the page is that we post stuff like this, because it doesn't really always get to the content, but this is the block of Todd. We assembled it, and of course we posted this because this was interesting, because it shows you that core shift is different from one head to another. As you can see here on the right side, it didn't even reach that when I was cleaning it or porting it, because the core shift was extensive. And look at the other side here, it's all smoothed out because that's just correct, and it aligns well from the valve seat. And this is extensively explained on the membership only video when we did the B16 head, so you gotta check that out. And here's the exhaust. We cleaned it up with 80 grit after carbide, of course, because because there's too much or too thick of a carbon buildup, that we go straight with the carbide and then the 80 grit. Rather than in the intake, we just go with the 80 grit right away because it's already cleaned. It's actually cleaned up because of the fuel, right? Okay, here you can see we got the shaping done. It's just 80 grit. And here, after cleaning it up, we put it in the workbench. Here it is. It's almost done. It's like 90% done. You can see the ledge before or after the valve seat is still there. We didn't hug that out because it'll kill torque. There'll be too much port volume. All right, this exhaust the port is gonna be really, really good. Now let's look at the intake side. Here, you can see the port floor, the finish is quite consistent, right? It's the top one on this view because it's upside down. So yep, that's the port floor. Now let's look at it closer. Here, you can see the core shift. It's extensively shifted to the right. This way, when we port it and we align it with the valve seat, you can't really go over it or deeper than the core shift itself, because it'll be lopsided, or it'll be cockside to cockeyed to the right. See how deep that is? And so the reason why I share this is because we would see ported heads. Everything in that area is ported. And now how would you know it's the sizing is correct, or they just made it look like it's good on pictures, right? Because you can see here, if we clean that up, it'll be cross-eyed, right? Okay, so you can see, and we actually, extensively talked about this when we were reporting a PR3 B16A head, and that video is on the membership only. And we explained there, and we actually share how we port it and align it with the valve seat well. Here's a picture. I mean, with a good lighting, not the picture, sorry. You can see it looks like it's cleaned up, but when you look at close, that section on the right side, it's untouched. It just got cleaned up because we were cleaning this with solvent after porting it with 80 grit. And this is 80 grit finish. All right, now let's go with the pictures here. And as you see here on this area here, it remains untouched, right? But if you look at the overall shape of the port, if you think about it, when you widen this part here, it's gonna be a bit lopsided because that core shift made it too deep and it doesn't align to the port itself or even the valve seat. And unlike this side here, look, this one gets cleaned up and looks really good, right? So let's go back to this. So imagine, if you look at it now, it's pretty much aligned, it's well even on both sides, right? But if you touch this and get it all smooth and all deeper, it won't be straight, right? It will be lopsided. I mean, okay, you can clean it up and to straighten it up, but then suddenly you have the port volume way too big. So after all the parts arrive from the shipment, we're gonna have another video. It's gonna be here.